All right. Today, we are thrilled to welcome Eddie Sedar, a true baseball legend with a 30-year career. I know you're very humble all the time.
You,
yes.
Khrystyna.
In the Milwaukee Brewers organization. From his days as a minor league outfielder in the Chicago White Sox system to serving as the Brewers' first base coach from 2007 to 2010. Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. So I'm just going to keep reading this. I think it's right. And the third base coach from 2011 to 2020.
That sounds
retired in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. So Eddie's infectious energy and mentorship shaped some of the game's brightest stars, including Prince Fielder, Rickie Weeks, Ryan Braun. He's known for his passionate coaching style and favorite antics like windmilling runners home. Eddie also managed minor league teams to playoff success and earned the 2003 Pioneer League Manager of the Year award. And then after retiring from coaching in 2021, he's now giving back in various ways. And we're very lucky to have you be a part of our nonprofit foundation to help raise some money and some awareness for Blake's Mindful Memorial Foundation, doing a youth camp coming up August 12th. So we're super excited for that. And we thank you so much for being a part of that. And then having the Milwaukee Brewers organization donate so many beautiful things for our silent auction. So,
yeah. Katina Shaw did an outstanding job putting everything together. She's the Community Relations Foundation for the Brewers, and she put together the little package for us. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. Like all the stuff you sent me yesterday, I was like, wow, or 2 days ago, I think it was. I just couldn't believe all the amazing things that she put together for this little small town community nonprofit foundation. So we're very excited.
Yeah, she always does great work.
Yeah, thank you guys. All right, so I'm just going to ask you some questions. It's going to be good. Okay. Can you share some of your personal experiences with mental health during your time as a professional athlete and a coach?
I just know, because especially in the game of baseball, it's like an every day, so you can never deal with what you did the day before. It's always a new day, and there's so many games. Like we played 162 games in 180 days, so there really wasn't much where you hope that you didn't get down on yourself or whatever. And there were people, with the organization, it's like, I don't know, psychologists, I guess you would call them, they were there by your side if you needed them or if you wanted them. But it was always, to have mental toughness. That's what we always, I can remember one of my old coaches back from when I played with the White Sox, when he would ask me, Eddie, do you know what mental toughness is? And I would go, no, but I can look it up. He goes,
I can learn.
Yeah. It's being able to do things correctly, even though you're uncomfortable. I don't know if that's the correct definition, but I can remember
that makes sense. Yeah.
And that had to do like with baseball, like, doesn't matter what you did yesterday, you're playing pretty strenuous, so I'm sure there's a lot of people helping.
Right. Well, and then baseball can be kind of don't take this the wrong way, but it can be a negative sport, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's some things that can happen
there's all
there.
kinds of, like if you're do well 3 out of 10 at bats, you're an all-star. So what about the 7 at bats that you failed at? So there's a lot of stuff going on there where you have to work through it and stuff like that. Like I said, there's people out there that can help you do it. And I know the Brewers, as well as probably every Major League Cub. Well, I know every Major League Cubs has people that are helping behind the scenes.
Oh, good. Yeah. And that's, so even like for you, like as a third base coach, like I would feel like a lot of times you're not doing the right thing, right? Like if you send someone home, you shouldn't have sent them home. If you are,
Correct.
keeping someone there, you should have sent them, or, like it's all of these things. Like, I feel like you're never correct. And so how does that feel for you? And how did you take that?
I don't know. I kind of took it. I remember Dale Swain telling me, he goes, hey, don't worry about it. You're always going to be wrong in everyone's eyes. I'm going, okay, so I'll put that into, and even when you're correct, they were going, oh, that was easy.
Oh,
I would have sent them anyways.
So it's like, they kind of like, it's like third base coaches, it's a harder job. I mean, you're never right. And then
and then even when you're right, oh, that was easy.
Right. So how did you deal with that? Like, what were some things that you like that helped you through that?
I don't know. It would just, but like I said, Dale Swain told me, he goes, hey, you don't worry about it because you're going to be wrong all the time. And even when you're right, it would have been an easy one. So he kind of filled me in with it. And then plus in the minor leagues, I went through it and did it a lot. So I don't know, just the thought of going, oh, it doesn't matter because people are going to think I'm wrong anyway.
100%.
So, hey.
There's a really good book that I tell my clients to read all the time. I always recommend this book. It's called The Four Agreements. And one of the agreements is to not let other people's opinions bother you, right?
No,
and so
awesome.
I
Yep.
think that's like exactly what you're doing is, hey, like, yes, you're going to have an opinion. Maybe you think that I didn't make the right call, but it doesn't bother me. Like, I'm just here
Yeah.
to do my job, and
Yeah.
and you're very, you're funny. Like, you're the funny guy out on the field. And I think that's a huge part of helping these guys, like with their mental health, is just making the game fun for them and creating this environment for them so that they feel good, they're away from their family all the time. They're on the road all the time. You're on the road all the time. And so I think like having you there is a really special thing because you might not feel like you are their mental health person, but I mean, I see it. We all see it. Like you're the one that is
That's kind
the
of funny
guy.
'cause players like we just had what was it, the 25th anniversary with all the guys in, and I would say more than half of them came up and thanked me for. No, it was kind of where I'm going, okay, did someone put them up to this? But they were, and the more I think about it, yeah, because I always try to, hey, so what? So what?
Yeah.
Hey, so what? Sponge that. My thing was sponge that out.
Yeah.
Come on, you're going to have another at bat coming up, or you're going to have another inning. Sponge that stuff out.
Yeah.
So that was my big thing, to sponge it out. And anything bad happens, sponge it out because you're going to have to do this again tomorrow. So
Right.
let's get ready for it. And they joked but didn't joke, but they always go, you always make it, no matter what, fun, and your energy and your positivity. I mean, I've heard that from numerous players.
So you just did it was at the 25th anniversary. It's a home run derby?
Home run derby, yeah.
And you pitched. How
Yeah.
was that for you?
That was leading into it, trying to get in shape. Yes, your sons helped me out with the birthday party, long toss,
Perfect.
baseball, but it really helped. Marcia bought me a pitchback thing that
good.
when I wasn't throwing it where I broke the strings, it actually worked very well.
You're just too strong. You broke the string.
I don't
That
know,
must be
or
your
I did.
CrossFit workouts. I'm telling you, this guy is
It
an
is.
animal.
But anyways, leading up to it was good, and then when it all came in, it was nothing. So it was kind of where I'm going, oh my God, full house. I got to get out there where I'm all alone, throwing BP. These guys are going to want it in specific areas where everyone's different.
Right.
So, but it was a fun time.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we watched you. It was you did a great job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I think, like I said before, you just being this lighthearted energy out there in this sport that can turn very negative. It
Oh,
can
yeah.
be very negative, but these guys they don't get enough credit. You guys don't get enough credit for being out there and doing this work. And feel like, oh, you get paid all this money to do something so awesome, and like you should
Yeah.
just be happy all the time. Well, think about that. Like you don't have the time and the energy to work on your full holistic, part of your being.
Oh, no
and
way.
You are, you're keeping that energy lighthearted. It's funny. It's fun. It's, positive. A lot of these people you can take it either way. You can be very negative or you can be very positive. And so you're a big part of that mental health of the Brewer organization.
Yeah, and I think the coaching staff they have there now, because they brought a lot of them up through the minor leagues,
Oh,
like
good.
Nestor Corridor, Charlie Green, and Murph's awesome as far as positive energy
Good.
and making it fun. And I'm sure that clubhouse is pretty fun to be around.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. They had some big shoes to fill, though. So,
Oh.
yeah.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, you look at
No.
you. Yeah. Like, that's a pretty big deal.
I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about players, Khrystyna.
No, you coaches. So what strategies do professional athletes use to maintain their mental health during high pressure situations, such as in games or critical times?
I'm sorry. I'm sure that they have to. I'm sure the deep breathing and the deep breath and
Have you witnessed that, like with athletes?
oh yeah,
that-
people stepping out and and doing all
Yeah.
that. Oh yeah, you see that a lot, and they I'm sure they have little things that they look off and focus on. I can remember players looking off, and I'm thinking, okay, are they spacing out? But they're looking off to get locked in on whatever. Maybe it was the psychiatrist that told them, or maybe that's what they have done all their life, looking off, focus on one thing, and then boom, they're locked into the
Praying.
moment
I've
that's
seen
going to
some of
happen.
the, yeah,
They do that as well.
prayers, yeah.
They do their little
Yeah.
taps, all their little, there's little things that get them ready that you see them constantly do. And I think that's the thing either they were taught to do or it came upon them themselves. But there's all, you look at it and they're always different. Not all of them are the same. I always talk about batting stances. How many different batting stances are there in the big leagues right now? Probably over 1,000.
Right. And none of them are wrong.
No, none
or
of them
right.
are wrong. Yep, because there isn't always just one way to do things, but there's always, they have all the different stances. But then all of a sudden, when it gets ready to hit, they're all almost in the exact same.
Yeah, you were just talking to me about that the other day. Like just watch this person stand. Or I was at this little kid's baseball game, and watching these kids, and the parents kind of freak out. They're like, "Hey, they're not standing right."
You
like,
open stats.
No,
I'm going. That doesn't matter. It all comes to when it's time to get ready. When you're that 1 second away from hitting, everyone gets to that where they need to be.
Yeah, well, so that's a really beautiful example of bioindividuality, of understanding that everyone is different. They do things differently, and that includes the way that they cope with their mental health or in a critical situation. Correct. In a game. So I'm very passionate about breath work. We do a lot of breath work through Headwater Sage. One of our co-founders of Headwater Sage just got certified in this really amazing breath work certification called the Language of Breath. And they talk about like working with athletes and just working, so many different modalities of people, but he's very passionate about working with these young athletes and just athletes in general.
Very good.
But it's, you're saying that like these professional athletes are even doing breath work. They're even incorporating this into their routine.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they know the science behind it or not, they just feel it. They're like, okay, this feels good. I'm going to do it. Do they have, professional breath workers, facilitators coming in there and helping with that?
I would not know, but there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes and everything. I did know where the massages area was.
Why?
So, because I would sneak in there early, but I knew where they were located. But there's all kinds of different things going on that I would probably not be aware of if something like that was happening, because I'm sure it would be off to a different area where I didn't even know there was a float tank in the log. Granted,
did you use it?
I did not use it because I know the players would lock me in. So I knew never to use it because they would always tell me, Eddie, you know what the float tank is? And I'm going, yeah, I kind of know where it is, but I'll never go in there with you guys around.
So do you have a funny story from your time, like with the Milwaukee Brewers, with you and the players, a lighthearted, funny, I'm sure there's so many, but do you have a quick story?
To keep talking though when I'll come when one pops up.
Yeah, let me know. I'll ask another question.
Okay.
So how can we effectively teach younger athletes about mental health and coping mechanisms?
Just by for sure being positive, positive and teaching them going, hey, let that, like I said, I don't know if has anything to do with mental health, what I used to do, where I used to tell them, hey, sponge that out.
It's positivity.
Clear your mind. Let's get back to it and let's think positive thoughts equal positive results. I constantly preach that, and I don't know. I got a story about, because Carlos Gomez, he was one of the home run derby, but he actually brought it up, after he got on me, because he said I wasn't sun tanning enough. And I'm going, Carlos, but I'm not, I'm white. But he was going, you need to get out in the sun. I'm going, okay. But Carlos, the one time I'm coaching third, and, Carlos sometimes would swing and fall down at the plate and everything. And as he got up, he looked down, and I was laughing, cracking up.
Just like, why are you laughing at me?
He just stared at me. And then I think he tripled them. When he got to third, he goes, yeah, well, hey, why are you laughing at me? I'm going, Carlos, you swung so hard that you landed on your butt. It was kind of funny at the time. So it was, I don't know.
Did he laugh about it after?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
He's going, yeah. He goes, but then I hit the ball, and I'm going, yes,
Yes,
hit it
you
very
did.
well.
Yeah, but if we didn't say positive and I was mad at you for falling,
Yeah,
or like
or
then
get up and stay up.
then that's gonna get into his head, right?
Yeah.
So what is something like I see? I mean, I have two boys that are in travel baseball, like they live, eat, breathe baseball. And then you see some, I mean, not our coaches. Our coaches are great. But you see a lot of like different coaches, you know, they're so hard on these kids and they're so negative and they're just screaming at these kids. What is your take on that? Would you think that that's a good coaching technique or strategy, or what would you do as a young athlete's coach?
Yeah, because I would, I always, no matter what, my thing was to pick out a positive, and I was taught that when the White Sox asked me, due to my injuries, the White Sox asked me to start being a player coach when I was still playing. And
You're like, oh, shoot, thanks.
No, but I'm going, thanks. They go, well, in case it doesn't work out playing, you have this to fall back. I'm going, okay, I'll do a player coach. But
Why do you think they asked you?
I don't know, because they probably always saw me helping my teammates.
Yeah.
Would be my guess, because
Yeah,
I was
that's
always do
definitely
that.
your journey.
Yeah, and then I would always, no matter how many negative things happened in the play, the guy missed the ground ball, picked it up, threw it away, and then got mad at himself when he would come in. I'd go, hey, on a good note, you were in a good ready position when the play happened. I always look for the positive.
Oh, good, yeah.
And, you know, reach for a positive thing. And then you can hit on, oh, by the way, you missed the ground ball because your chin was up. I didn't see the top of your head. And then you just got so upset, you grabbed the ball and you just do it as hard as you could. But the ready position and your positioning was awesome before all this stuff happened. So this is stuff you just have to work on stuff. But I always look for pick out positives, you know, even though there might not be any.
Right.
But pick out a positive, and then you can go ahead and, you know, hit the things that you maybe thought were negatives in there. And then I always ended on a positive. And then with me, I ended on a funny thing as well.
So if you had some advice for, I mean, obviously you're going to say something, be positive, but advice for these coaches who are taking the time, I mean, they're not getting paid for
No, they're doing it's awesome for them to do.
Yeah.
But I would go positive, then go ahead and get the stuff that you felt were negatives across there, and then always finish back on the positive, whatever, and always find something, because there's always a positive that happened.
So even like focusing, like even if it is there's something to work on, it doesn't have to be a negative coaching moment. It can be a positive coaching moment. It's, hey, like, you know, this is your positive.
Yeah.
You did a great stance here, but next time, like maybe whatever, get lower. I don't know, like, you know, exactly.
Yep. You just got to get down. And, yeah.
And so we have this camp coming up on August 12th, and we have 75 kids coming, a bunch of volunteers coming to help with that as well. And we're super excited because, you know, you do bring that positive, lighthearted energy. And it's you know, watching these younger players, you know, they get really down on themselves and they feel really hurt, or if they miss the ball or they're not hitting well, you know, you can just see it all over their face. They're crying and they're doing all these different things. And I know it's like just kids stuff, but it'll be nice to like have you be there, and they look up to you, like they're really excited to have you there and to have that lighthearted, positive, beautiful like energy to help them. And you can explain to them like how it's important to, you know, pick yourself back up and be positive with your own self. And I think that's going to be a really good message coming through for this camp that's coming up.
Looking forward to it. Great foundation, but looking forward to the camp, getting out there. I know we have volunteers already, but the more the merrier.
Yeah,
because
so if you're looking.
You know, if you're looking to do something when it comes up, would greatly like to have you out there.
Yeah, thanks for that. We appreciate that. So how can we, how do the mental health challenges faced by professional athletes differ from the challenges from younger athletes that you can think of?
Well, there's a lot more people watching you.
This is true. Yeah.
And you're getting paid quite a lot of money, and there's people on your side. There's a lot of people not on your side. So I don't know, just take a look at that going, hey, this is I'm just out here trying to have fun, but like I said, always I always look at it going, hey, especially in the game of baseball, I'm going 70% of the time you're going to be unsuccessful.
Right.
So if you're thinking about baseball, thinking about that of 3 out of 10 times, well, in the major leagues, 3 out of 10 times, yeah, most likely you're going to be an all-star.
That's true.
And that's what I try to get the guys. Hey, so what? I just struck out 5 times. I'm going, okay, put the hat on.
So the professional athletes talk like this.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so weird. I thought it was just kids.
No, you could have you can even our Brewers, who are the best team in baseball. They went on a thing where they couldn't score runs to save their lives, and they're the best team in baseball. So you're going to go through situations like that, and that's why I tip my hat to Murph and their staff. They do outstanding keeping the guys focused and locked in and getting ready for the next day, even though the next day might be just like your worst day that you had yesterday,
Right.
but there's always going to be great days coming up in front of you.
So now, like, as your time with the Milwaukee Brewers and coaching for as long as you have, you know, you've been able to see the difference of somebody who stays in this negative mindset and somebody who's like can just kind of brush it off and, you know, just like you said, squeeze it out. But have you noticed, like, what is the difference there? Like, you see somebody who stays in that negative mindset. Do you see a lot of athletes like that, or are they pretty good with adjusting to that, like where they can be more positive?
At this level, they're pretty good at adjusting
yeah.
to it. Well, if you weren't good at adjusting to it, I know things are still going to bother you and stay in your head, and you can see where that affects the way they play and everything. But at that level, yeah. At the major league level, you see them be able to overcome, adapt, improvise, and adjust. I like using that one, even though it's from a movie. I can't claim it. But
What movie?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
God, someone call in and give me the name of the movie, please. But Eddie was now, and when I was managing, I was coordinator of instruction and field coordinator, and then as well as rookie ball manager. So a lot of the guys, right after they were drafted, had to come to me or somehow got a hold of me as the beginning of their careers. And you could notice some of them going, I don't know. He'll have to change some things. And some of them did, some of them didn't. And I don't know. You could tell that, this guy doesn't handle failure very well. And you're going to, like I said, in baseball, you're going to need to learn how to do that no matter
especially
how
at
you
that
learn.
level.
Yeah. And maybe start at a younger age, start learning how to do that.
I was just going to bring
hey,
it up. Yeah.
So, hey, so what? I got another at bat coming up. I'm going to be ready for that at bat. If it happens again, I do the same thing. So what?
So is there, so with the game, do you see athletes, playing this like mental game, like where they're being able to envision the outcome? Like, did you guys do those visionary things?
I know they used to do it even back when I played. So that was
it helpful?
Before TV.
Yeah. I think it was black and just radio. I think it was.
Yeah. But anyways, there were things, visualize yourself doing it correctly.
Right.
I mean, that's, that was, somewhat part of a coaching thing as well. Visualize yourself doing it correctly. And the more times you visualize it doing correctly, maybe your body picks up on it. I'm not sure. It's
scientifically proven that is the case.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but I'm sure the more times you're mentally going through things correctly, I'm sure it helps you when it becomes time to do it physically.
Yeah. So with these young athletes, listening to you through these camps and just watching you on TV and professional athletes on TV and going to the game and all these different things, they're seeing that these athletes are able to control their stress. They're able to control the negativity. And
sometimes,
for the most part, yeah. I mean, we see something.
Sometimes you see the dugout,
right?
Yep,
yeah.
Everyone. Yep. Yeah. There's always a time where, hey, it gets control of you, but then boom, after you do all that, okay.
Yeah.
do your breathing thing
Yep.
that you do, and then okay, now I gotta get ready to go. Okay, I snapped. Okay,
Yeah,
now I gotta get ready. Sorry for snapping, everyone, but now I gotta get ready
Right.
and get back into my focus.
Recognition of your emotions and like how you're feeling is huge. Like we're all gonna make mistakes. We're never perfect. I mean, we're perfect, but we're never going to do everything perfectly all the time.
Correct.
And so if we just recognize that and recognize, hey, I blew up for a little bit there. I need to get back, recenter, do some breath work, breathing exercises. There's a big like push on breath work right now in the health and wellness industry, and I've been in that field for a very long time, and it's really remarkable. It's very ancient. It's a very old practice, over 3,000 years old.
I didn't know. Yeah,
and it's all the yogis and the monks and the Himalayan like monks, like they've been using these breathwork techniques for thousands and thousands of years, and it's been coming out, but it's kind of like turning into this mainstream way of like taking care of yourself. And there is something in just 2 minutes, if you have high blood pressure, in just 2 minutes, breathing in 6 seconds through your nose, like a big belly breath. So through the belly first, then building it up through the lungs, and then breathing out for 6 seconds for 2 minutes can drop your blood pressure by 10 points.
I'll have to remember that.
Yeah, 6
for my
seconds.
physical.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Young, I hope you're not listening because I cheat.
So I'm just doing my breath work and dropping, but that's not even cheating. Like that is your, for you,
that's
like
your
that,
way.
like that's the way to take care of yourself, and a lot of us, we are in this fight or flight response, this stress response all the time, whether it's a professional athlete, somebody who's working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and just doesn't know how to sit still or just to be. And these breathwork techniques and exercises, they can rejuvenate you, they can relax you, they can help reset the central nervous system in the body, which is key for, especially for professional athletes and for athletes in general. And so I think I just kind of quote me on this, but I do believe that this is going to be a much bigger thing in the very near future, is teaching athletes about their breath and the power of breath.
Because you can watch the game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see a pitcher.
Exactly.
And then get ready. You'll see batters step out or whatever they're doing. But
So they're doing it.
They're doing it. They might not know they're doing it,
right. Or maybe they do.
Or most likely they do know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
People watching the game might not know. But you'll see a pitcher go. Take the deep breath out there, or take a step off and take a deep breath, or hitters for. I'm going to watch the game tonight and see how many times I see it.
Yeah, good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Definitely do that. And let me know. I'm going to try to watch too, but Olivia has swimming lessons.
Oh,
so,
swimming,
yeah.
then softball, then
Not
baseball.
tonight.
No.
Not tonight. Soccer starts soon, so we'll be doing soccer.
Your schedule the other day, unbelievable.
It was ridiculous.
The birthday baseball day.
Birthday, baseball, swimming lessons, dance, all the stuff. I'm like, I'll be fine. It's going to be good. Let me work on my breath. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Breath work is good. So can you share some career highlights, like a defining moment from your MLB coaching career that shaped your approach to mentoring young athletes?
Probably when the Brewers hired me to come up from the minors to the majors, and I was sitting in the room and they go, Eddie, all you have to do is do what you've been doing all along.
How'd that make you feel?
Made me feel pretty good.
Yeah.
He goes, and then Ned Yost was there. Dale Swain was the one that, put my name out there. They go, well, Eddie's never coached in the big leagues and anything. I go, look at all the players that he's developed, and we're using them all. That should say that maybe you don't need to be up in the big leagues coaching. So tip my... I always tell Dale when I see him in fantasy camp at the thing, I go, thanks a lot. And Ned said, hey, Eddie, these are your guys. I remember before I got the major league job, I'd go help the major league team in spring training. And I can remember Ned Yost saying, just keep it close till we get Eddie's boys in there. And I would laugh. I'm going, what is that? Because they would be playing all the, the major leaguers would only play for 3 or 4 innings, and then in spring training, my young kids would come in and we would dominate, and that's what Deb would say, and I would get a kick out of that. But that was probably
like your thing, right? Like you guys always did so dang well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, always. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Yeah. So it was kind of
Is that
cool
from
to
you,
get
just you, right? Like, because you coach them?
It was
some
good
good talent?
drafting, good. Yeah, I always
Okay.
had the players.
Yeah, that's really good. So how does that relate to, like how if you were to like coach younger athletes today, what have you learned from your career, and what can you give to the younger athletes today, or some advice about, your experience as a professional athlete coach?
Just know that, hey, there's going to be negative. There's always going to be negative. Always stay positive, even if there isn't anything positive. Like I talked about on a play that happens, always pick out a positive before you get negative on them, and then finish with a positive. I mean, there's a lot to be said about positivity. I mean, coming from, especially from your coach or from your parents.
Yes,
But,
thank you. Samuel and Owen
Yes.
Goodman, listen up.
Yes. But no, just being and making it fun. I mean,
Yeah.
make it fun out there.
Well, that's the key to the game right now, is they're so young, and just to shape them with this, even if they don't play baseball for the rest of life, which is most likely not going to happen, right? But
Yeah.
like teaching them these tools and these techniques that they can incorporate in the rest of their life, like to be positive, to be happy, to be
Correct.
lighthearted, to take the negative and try to find that positive within it, and like take the negative and be like, what is the lesson here, and what can I learn from this, instead of I'm a failure, I can't do it, this is da da da. Like that's what, like I said before, we see that so much with the younger athletes. Like they get so down on themselves, but just to hear it from you is amazing. And I think they'll listen to you more than their parents, and like, shake it off, you're fine, it's a game, like have fun with it. Eddie Sedar said, I need to be positive, like I need to shake it
Even
off.
though you've been saying that all along,
Right.
but Eddie said it now.
Right. And we are developing this athlete breath work, just this program for younger athletes, for track athletes, for baseball athletes, in our local community. And I think it's going to be really, really a beautiful thing, because we get to help people, these athletes, learn how to control like what's going on, get them more energized, help them in those negative moments, but also
very good.
teach them like how breath mechanics for better, for moving better and more oxygen, less CO2, all the different things that are going on in the body. So we're super excited about that program. But yes, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on to our podcast, for being a part of our camp.
Always awesome doing stuff with you, Khrystyna,
thank
except when you had me like use twice the amount of weight of, all the ladies in my class.
So Eddie came to our CrossFit gym when we owned Beaver CrossFit and Wellness, and it was really funny when you came in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know Eddie Sedar. I don't like follow a lot of baseball. My kids do, so that's where I know more about baseball now. So I really like it. But my kids were in the waiting area, and you came in the door, and it was so funny because then my kids, like, you were on the floor, walking. You weren't dead or anything. Like you were just walking around, and my boys came in, they're like shaking, and I'm like, what? I'm like, Mom, that's Eddie Sedar. And I said, oh, like what? And then they're like, he's the Milwaukee, he's retired now, but he's the Milwaukee third base coach, and blah, blah, blah. And they were so like in love with you. And to this day, they're still like, Mom, can you call Eddie and ask if he wants to play catch? Can you call Eddie to see if he wants to go fishing? And I'm like,
I said, they really helped me for the home run derby. I appreciate that.
Oh, they'll love to hear
Samuel and Owen. And don't forget about Olivia. Hi, Olivia.
She will love that. Just give her a little shout out. She will love it. Well, thank you again so much. And we are excited to be a part of that camp with you, and just to share the positive message that you give to not only to the professional athletes, but to these younger athletes as well. And we thank you for your time.
Nope, this was awesome. And the camp's going to be great, as well as the triathlon. Remember, we have a good basket out there, people. You'll be amazed about it.
So let's go into that. I have it all on my phone. Do you remember what was on there?
No, that's why I asked you to write it down.
I have it down. Yes. Hold on. It's like, I have to tell it. So September 6th, we have Blake's Tin Man Triathlon. And we have this amazing basket from the Milwaukee Brewers. And this auction item we have,
Here we go. Let's see if she can nail it.
I'm not good with names.
Deep breath.
Okay, so pretty impressive. There are 6 signed balls. We got Woodruff Terang. Is that how you say it?
Correct.
Churio.
Correct.
Yelich.
Correct.
Mizurowski.
Correct.
And then there's another one that wasn't in there.
I'm going with Frelick.
Yes, Frelick. And then
Might be Frelick.
Frelick?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know. And then there's a Woodruff glove.
Oh, a personalized
Yes.
Brandon Woodruff glove.
We have some bobbleheads, a trio bobblehead.
Oh, that's a good one. If you were going to have one, that's pretty
It is
good.
a good one. Yount and Fingers t-shirt.
Yes, those are fun.
Collared golf shirt is also in
Correct.
there. A water bottle. And then we have tickets to the game. So
Oh, yeah.
this is an amazing basket. It's an
Oh, you
amazing
forgot
thing.
probably the
Oh,
most.
and your jersey. Yes, a signed jersey from you. And my kids already said, Mom, when Eddie brings this, can we just keep it at home? And I said, no, it's for the Tin Man. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, like we're not going to keep
Before
it just so
the
that we
event.
can see it. And I said, oh, maybe we'll see. We'll see how that works. But yeah, it's going to be an incredible auction item. So
Yeah.
we're super grateful for that. So September 6th, triathlon. It's called the Tin Man, not the Iron Man. The Tin Man is a
I
little
like
more
it.
friendly.
I like it.
It's a bike, kayak, or canoe, and then a run. And it's
Oh.
phenomenal. Then there's a party afterwards. Some great bands are coming. They have some really good food. There's beer.
Yeah.
It's a good time. It's
No,
really
it
fun.
sounds like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What
It's
I hear
good.
about it sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Eddie. I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome, Christy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Thanks.